Depression Story Part 2. When Joseph the African journalist was finding hope, he breaks down again. This time he is taken to the hospital in a bad state. Joseph's nights grew darker, and the baobab's whispers turned somber. The weight of his depression pressed upon him like the earth itself. One moonless night, he collapsed at the tree's roots, tears mingling with the dew. Winnie, the old healer, found him there. His eyes widened, recognizing the depth of Joseph's despair. "The spirits are restless," Winnie murmured. "We must act swiftly." They carried Joseph through the forest, the path illuminated by fireflies. The air smelled of damp earth and desperation. At the edge of the clearing, a makeshift stretcher awaited, an old door balanced on branches. Winnie's cloak fluttered as he led the way. The hospital lay miles away, its walls sterile and unforgiving. Joseph's breaths came in ragged gasps. His mind swelled with memories, the faces of those he'd interviewed, the atrocities he'd witnessed. The darkness threatened to consume him entirely. Nurses in crisp white uniforms surrounded him, their voices a distant hum. They hooked him to machines, their beeps echoing like unanswered questions. Joseph's heartbeat raced, a desperate plea for salvation. Dr. Aching, a no-nonsense physician with kind eyes, studied Joseph's chart. "Depression," she said, her voice firm. "A battle we fight together." She prescribed pills, tiny warriors against the storm within. Joseph swallowed them, hoping they'd anchor him like the baobab's roots. But the hospital walls whispered their own secrets, of pain, loss, and fragile hope. Days blurred into weeks. Joseph's room became his sanctuary, a cocoon of fluorescent light and antiseptic smells. Dr. Aching visited daily, her presence both comforting and clinical. She listened as Joseph poured out his soul, the stories he'd carried, the weight he'd borne. One morning, sunlight filtered through the window. Joseph sat up, his spirit stirring. "The baobab," he whispered. "I must return." Dr. Aching raised an eyebrow. "The tree?" "Yes," Joseph said. "It holds answers." She hesitated, then nodded. "Perhaps nature knows what medicine cannot." Supported by crutches, Joseph ventured back to the whispering baobab. Its bark bore scars, the marks of his pain. He sank to his knees, tears soaking the earth. The spirits murmured, urging him to release his burden. And so, Joseph wept. He wept for the lost children, the silenced voices, and the broken dreams. He wept until the baobab absorbed his tears, its roots drinking his sorrow. When he returned to the hospital, Dr. Aching studied his face. "What did you find?" "The healer," Joseph said. "Not in herbs or potions, but in surrender." She smiled. "Then let the baobab heal you."